remember 3 months, 4 months ago, whenever I used to go to any of the conferences, I used to meet any of the founder people, any of those HR and recruiters, the first question that they used to ask, when will this market cool down? When will this insanity end? People know they can't just believe the salaries that other people were getting, the candidates who were getting from the market. And I think this is the question that keeps coming at now. Okay, now what has the, because of all this big tech freeze and layoffs, can we now expect to see the market or the candidates coming down in terms of salary requirements or salary asks that they have? And that's why this is one of the most important questions that companies typically have today. Now there also, what we did is we asked companies that what are the changes in the job salaries, and assuming that if some sentiment has changed in terms of a candidate demand supply, now they don't have many companies competing for them. So now, are you now changing your job salaries versus last 3 months ago? And a lot of companies, majority of the companies said they have not changed their salaries. So they're still offering the same salary as they were doing 3 months before. They have not changed it. In fact, a lot of companies actually are saying that they are now increasing their salaries and they're paying more than what they were paying before. Now, this also could be a kind of late response to the market. So they had not increased salaries before and now they're increasing. But anytime, if you look at it, very few companies actually revise the salaries downwards. And this is all coming from the surveys that the people in our community have filled up. So you guys will, or you folks will actually relate to it. Next question we ask is, while your job salaries or advertisements of the salary that you are doing on jobs has changed or not changed, are you able to close roles at lower salary hikes? Again, trying to test the fact that if there are fewer candidates or fewer jobs available for candidates, you should be able to close more roles and you should be able to close candidates with lower salary hikes. But then again, there are also a lot of people saying, no, we are actually paying higher salary hikes now. And a lot of people saying, no, they have not changed. And a lot of people saying, I can't really make a sense out of this data anymore, or I'm not able to make sense of the situation. Sometimes I'm able to close higher, sometimes I'm able to close lower. So again, no definitive trend coming in, or nothing really proving in that market has cooled down in terms of salaries. And to corroborate from the other side, we also ask the candidates that, what is a reasonable salary hike that you think someone with your profile should get. And then also we are seeing that 50 to 100% hike. I think 43% people are saying that they expect 50 to 100% hikes from the market. 28% people are saying they're expecting they're expecting 100% or more hike. Then there are people who are saying, 10 to 25% people a hike are being demanded by only people with 12 to 12% people, right? So again, there is no real feedback loop going into the market and candidates. They have not reduced their salary expectations. In fact, the salary expectations with 50% to 100% hike still remain. Again, this is only 3 months of data change, right? So all of stuff was going well till April. I think May, June, July is a time when some correction or something has happened. But candidates have so far not drawn any cues or not really adjusted their salary expectations from the companies. So I think these are the two major things that we wanted to, that we got to know from our surveys and our data. And third question that we also wanted to explore was, now with this whole layoffs thing, because it has happened, companies announcing layoffs, and companies announcing hiring freezes. So has candidate preferences, or have candidates change their preferences now? And that indeed is true, that we have found here. That when we asked them what is most important in your next company or job, we gave them a bunch of options, and 22% people actually said financial stability of the company that is offering the job is actually now more important. So 22% people actually put financial stability of the company as number one criterion, as opposed to 25% given to salary, which of course would be higher. But then it is a surprise to me that now financial stability out of nowhere is coming to be one of the most important things that candidates are actually looking for in this market. And then again, we asked the same question to recruiters, that when you're talking to candidates, are you seeing a trend that they are becoming more cautious about the company to join? And 56% recruiters actually said that they are seeing candidates, or they are actually getting more questions about the company, the stability of the company from the candidates, which were not happening before. So definitely, financial stability and the layoffs and all of those scenarios have actually changed the market and changed the candidate preferences to some extent. And the next part we wanted to also talk about to the candidates is, in this market, what kind of companies you want to work at. And we gave them a bunch of options like big tech, like Microsoft, Amazon, bank companies. We gave them option of well-established Indian startups like Razorpay, new startups with good funding, which are now taking off. They have decent amount, but not very well established yet, and profitable startups like Zerodha and CutShot itself, and early stage startups. And one thing that we learned, and which is actually very interesting and which will be relevant to a lot of people in this room as well, is that they are cautious about early stage startups. So if the company is a big tech, of course that is number one preference that people have, or techies have. But apart from it, they prefer companies with good funding. They prefer companies well-established Indian startups. They also prefer a lot of profitable startups now. I've seen there's a separate data point on it, that a lot of people now have shifted their preference towards profitable startups, which was not happening before. So profitable startups and bootstrap startups like CutShot have actually gained some traction here. But early stage startups are the biggest impacted set of party here, because people are now more cautious. They're not sure how stable these companies will be, which is jiving with the previous information that people are looking at financial stability of the company more. So these and I think one thing we also wanted to ask, that since a lot of companies are opening their offices, they want the people to come back to office. We also wanted to ask them that what is the candidate's preference on resuming office. And surprisingly, or no, not so surprisingly, they're actually 57% candidates either completely want remote or they want largely WFH. Very few people are okay with in office as a primary mode of working, and 55% people are choosing work from home, because not because they don't want to travel or something, because they are choosing to stay in their native places. So they are not in tier 1 cities, they are living with their families, and the reason why they're choosing to work from home is they want to work with their from those towns, those native places, without having to move to a big city like Bangalore or Hyderabad or Bombay and stuff like that. So that also very interesting thing here. I think a lot of people were hoping that market will shift and candidates will start coming to offices and they'll be open to it, but I don't think that's happening. Largely confirmed by a lot of candidate conversations as well.